It is unknown when a cultivation world that was called a game suddenly appeared. Players entered this cultivation world to battle against monsters and raise their abilities. At the same time, they could take the items and the cultivation they earned into real world. Until one day, disaster came upon as countless monsters arrived in the real world from the cultivation world. In the human metropolis. Ever since the monsters invaded the real world, the war between humans and monsters became endless. Cities fell in succession. The few remaining survivors were still bitterly defending. The very last city. Due to a non-stop onslaught by the monsters, the last city is on the brink of collapse, along with the last of humanity. Just when the players thought that the situation won't get any worse, a monster appeared. The defender group was shocked and asked, "What is it? Is it the final demon lord?" One asked. The final demon lord appeared, and there are too many monsters, the player shouted in frustration as he battled a horned monster. Gu Qingshan, also known as the Sword Immortal, assessed the situation and concluded that there is only one move left. It is the return together, which basically means to perish together. He is sure that that move can kill the demon lord, and planning to take an immediate action. But his comrades tried to stop him, because if he used the final move, he will also die. His comrades said that he is the last hope of the human race, and if he dies, no one will defend the world then. But Gu Qingshan replied, "We don't have any other options. Only his sword can cut apart this karma." Gu Qingshan jumped towards the giant monster and prepared to attack the demon, while his comrades, though they did not agree on his actions, still gave their remaining spirit power to Gu Qingshan. As Gu Qingshan approached the demon lord and was ready to attack, he uttered, "Let all of the wars and suffering, from this point on," and shouted the words, "completely end," as he was charging towards the final boss. His body created fiery force that completely illuminate the whole surrounding, while the enemy open his mouth and will attempt to devour him. When the two forces met in the midst, it created a huge blast and blinding light that almost shattered the whole city. After that battle, the last immortal of the human race fell. The relentless war between humans and demons ended in the defeat of the human race. The present world started to enter into a state of destruction. And player Gu Qingshan killed the final demon lord, earning himself a chance of resurrection. Inside the cultivation world, two men was searching for something valuable on the pile of human bodies. One of them was stabbing the corpses, which irritates the other soldier and told him to stop it. But the other soldier ignores him and focuses his attention to a sword that was on top of the pile of corpses. He wanted to take the golden sword, but before taking it he decided to stab the body for no reason. But before he can deliver a deadly strike, his sword was blocked by it. The body that was thought to be dead is alive. It then subdued the soldier that tried to kill him to the ground. But the soldier happens to be a demon disguising himself as a human soldier, fought back and easily reversed their position. The human who was on the pile of corpses happens to be Gu Qingshan. He returned as a soldier and now fighting against another demon after his resurrection. It seems like being the main character probably means not getting a single break from fighting these demons. Having all his memories from the previous life, with countless of battle and experience, he easily defeated the demon soldier. After defeating the enemy, he checks the system windows since he knows where he is. The remaining soldier asked him if he a human or a ghost, but Gu Qingshan just responded that it was a dumb question and showed him his badge on his waist. The soldier apologized for his mistake and asked Gu Qingshan to follow him to the camp, since it's too dangerous to stay where they are. Gu Qingshan asked the soldier what year is it, and was shocked to realize that he was sent back 10 years before the final battle with Demon Lord and the early stage of the cultivation world. Then a system notification blue window suddenly pops up and shows the message that he successfully escaped from the apocalypse. Another notification appeared that says identity reset successfully and showing his identity as Vanguard Army soldier of Xiaoxi camp of human race. Gu Qingshan now confirmed that he was reborn. While Gu Qingshan traveling towards the camp, he found an entirely new system, one he had never seen before. It was totally different from what he had before. It is called the War God system. A crude sword appeared out of the thin air. At the same time, a monster with the face of a baboon suddenly appeared and charged at them. Gu Qingshan's instinct is to take the sword and fight the monster, but he realized that winning is not possible if he attacks the creature head-on, since he can't use his skills from his previous life. At least not now. He needs to use his experience instead to win against those strong enemies. Gu Qingshan, having his memories intact, knows where the monster's weakness part is and attacked them until he killed the monster. But the blood from the monster he just slew attracts a horde of monsters that appeared from the distance. Gu Qingshan thinks that the monster's number is a big problem, and they need to hide somewhere safe. The guard shouted that they can head back to the barracks, since it has a concealment magic formation, and it's not far away from where they stand. Gu Qingshan and the soldier wasted no time and run towards the camp and barely made it. The soldiers assures Gu Qingshan that the monsters won't find the camp because of its concealment magic. But Gu Qingshan felt something strange. He told the soldier that he felt a tremor in the magic formation and it might not hold for long. This made the soldier weary and asked Gu Qingshan on what will they do next. The concealment magic depends entirely with spirit stones. Gu Qingshan told the soldier to get some spirit stones and fixed the concealment magic. The soldier rushed to get the stone as ordered. Gu Qingshan remembers in his previous life thought that the Cultivation World was just a virtual game. Until the monsters invaded the present world did they know that the Cultivation World was real and truly existed. But everything is too late. The demise of the humankind was already realized at the end. Gu Qingshan being sent back 10 years into the past only means that he needs to stop the annihilation of the human race. But for now, he needs to survive first. But the problem is that when he is killing the monsters, he can't use his skills. He thought that this couldn't continue to be happening in the long run. Right. The War God system just no. Gu Qingshan suddenly remembered. Gu Qingshan looks on the status window and notices that it's completely different from the system of the game in the previous life, but he told himself that it's not important right now, since he needs to find a way to survive first. A message appeared on the system that says, current cultivation level, first stage of qi condensation. That means that Gu Qingshan is just on the first condensation level and it's the lowest level. That's why Gu Qingshan attack is so weak due to how low his level is. The system asked the player Gu Qingshan to activate the God operation screen function, and after activation the function of the system another notification appeared. The system emphasizes that he can now directly comprehend the moves of the previous holders of the weapon through touching it and spending a certain amount of soul power. Gu Qingshan thinks that he can now unlock skills through picking up weapons, but a bit disappointed that there is not a single sword, but instead there is only a blade which a lot shorter than a normal sword and a bow and arrows. Each skill need a certain amount of soul power to acquire and soul power can only be harvested by killing a monster. Gu Qingshan will have to rely on ranged attack for now to kill monsters, and raise his cultivation level first. So he picked the bow, and a notification appeared that shows the skills that he can learn, and the soul power needed to acquire it. He thought that the skill called, the move two swallows fly together, seems to very powerful but, the amount of soul power needed is more than he currently have. With no other option, he chose the comprehend stabilize and consecutive shooting instead. After confirming the skill on the system, he instantly learned the skills, and tests the accuracy and power of the new skills from the system. He was slightly amazed on how powerful the skills are, even if having a low-level cultivation stage. Gu Qingshan hopes that, with the help of the War God system, killing low-tier monster is possible, but he needed to slowly figure out what this is all about afterwards. Then out of nowhere an earthquake was felt and a loud sound was heard outside of the camp. Gu Qingshan hurried to check, but was shocked on what he saw. It was the faceless giant. This monster should not be here yet, since the kind of monster should only appears when players started to enter the cultivation world. In other words, this is a very dangerous monster. Thank you, Senpai, and see you on the next chapters, and don't forget to subscribe for more.